Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. How's everybody doing today? It's so good to see all your smiley faces. Thanks for making us a part of your day. It is so cool to have you here. Thanks for all of the great love and support, all the comments that are coming our way through email and Facebook and Twitter, as well as Instagram. We really appreciate that. You can find us at Jim Masters TV on all of those social media platforms. Of course, our YouTube channel, where we house our entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. We've done about 700 plus episodes and counting, which is really amazing. Launched this baby about 2 years ago, and it's been epic. And we really are amazed every single time we turn on these lights, because we have such great conversations with amazing guests who come in from all levels of celebrities. Some of them are my celebrity friends I've worked with over the years, maybe interviewed on television or radio, coming in from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, stage, as well as magic. Yes, tonight, that's what we have, and lots more. And culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, health and wellness, science and nature, all of it for all of you, and you. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day today. If you're not, you guys know this is the place to come to be entertained and to have a really good time, and also learn something and be inspired as well. We're always having a good time presenting these shows for you. And we've got an extraordinary guest who's coming to us today from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, you've probably seen him. I know you've probably seen him on Penn and Teller. That's one of the major places, but he's world renowned. He's a magician. He's a mentalist. He's a hypnotist as well. Dr. David Shareef is here live and direct from Las Vegas, and we're so excited to have him here. We're going to talk about some really cool things that he's involved in, like supernatural magic. He's also launching a television network as well. You probably remember this. Remember Penn and Teller? Fool Us. He's really, really talented. He's in high demand as well. Again, we're so honored to have him here. This just happens to be one particular time. These are just some quick shots here, but this happens to be just one particular time where he's available. And through a mutual friend, he came on, and he's going to join us in just a second. We're so excited to have him here. Hope your day is going well. Again, we invite you, as always, if you would like to comment in our JMS chat room, that's available and open right now. You can chat amongst yourselves and say hello as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the channel you're watching this series, The Jim Masters Show Live. And it's so easy to do that. Jim Masters TV is the channel. Just hit that red button. There's no cost to do that, gang. And when you do that, it lets us know you really appreciate all these shows, all these episodes, and our entire series. Make sure you click the notification bell as well, because when you click the notification bell, you get alerted when we have all these great shows and all these fantastic episodes just for you. Also, don't forget to hit that big thumbs up sign on our YouTube channel. Yeah, we really love when you do that. That's the like thumbs up. Kind of looks like this. You see it on the screen and you see it there. It looks like a thumb. It's on every episode of our series on the Jim Masters Show Live on our YouTube channel. And also drop a comment underneath all the episodes. Engage with us, interact. We would love to hear your thoughts, love to know what you think about our series, about all the great episodes. So drop us a line on our YouTube channel underneath each of these episodes, and that would be fantastic. And for all of you who've been doing that, we thank you so very, very much. Again, the doctor's in the house, and we are really excited. We're going to check in with some of our great viewers and so much more as we go along here. But let me tell you a little bit about this extraordinary, again, world-renowned magician, hypnotist, mentalist, and so much more. He was born on the south side of Chicago, where he now has lived for a long time, but now he's in Vegas and loving it and selling out crowds. He performs in Vegas, of course, on one of the top 10 magic shows on the Las Vegas Strip. He has been performing magic since the age of 5, when the greatest of all times, Muhammad Ali, came to his school and performed magic for his class. And then they saw the rest would become history. Since leaving his job as a Chicago public school teacher back in '96, he's performed for celebrities such as Sherry Shepherd and Morris Day, Babyface, just to name a few. And Dr. Shareef has performed in over 10 different countries, including China, Mexico, Bahamas, and Jamaica as well, and even more. He's also performed on Sci-Fi TV Network's show Wizard Wars, Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and has been a creative consultant for David Copperfield, David Blaine. These are some of the real top names in the business. Chris Angel, Michael Carbonaro, and others. Working as a motivational speaker as well. David is a 6th-degree black belt and a 3-time NBL, that's National Black Belt League, World Karate Champion. 2016, he graduated summa cum laude valedictorian with his doctorate in psychology from the University of Arizona. And Dr. David Shareef was asked by the Black Star Project to give the commencement speech to over 500 Black men graduates as their city-wide graduation happened in Chicago back in 2016. Also, he's had his television special too, Unforeseen Fours. And in addition to that, if that is not enough, gang, he's also launching a television network, which is really, really cool. A brand new television network called Misfit TV, which is going to have a lot of great shows and original specials and so much more. So we're excited to hear about that. And you never know, we might even do some work with them too. So it's a very small world. We were just talking about some of the folks we know collectively, like Rodney Allen Rippey. You know Rodney, right? Of course. And he was a guest on our show. If you didn't see that episode, check that episode out as well when Rodney was here. Rodney's also involved in the Misfit TV network, which is going to be a lot of fun. So you can check all that out. We'll give you the updated information on where you're going to be able to see it and learn about it and shows and so much more as that comes together. But it's really exciting, and we are very excited to have David here on the show, live and direct from Vegas, with a cutie right next to him, Brandy, as his co-host for today. Welcome, David. It's so good to have you here.
Hey, how are you, Jim? How are you?
Fantastic.
I got to get my bio updated. I'm actually an 8th-degree black belt now.
You're up to 8 now?
Yeah, I'm an 8th-degree black belt. 40 years, been doing martial arts 40 years.
Wow. What does it take to get to level 8? I mean, that's a lot of stamina and resilience, huh?
Yeah, laser focus, which a lot of children don't have today, but I have laser focus. When I focus in on something, I will accomplish it. There is nothing I feel in this world, in this universe, I can't do if I set my mind to it.
Wow, that's so
cool.
When
you say things like, "Oh, he's a former world champion and he's done this, he's done that," you have to understand. My dad was a bodyguard for Muhammad Ali, and that's how I got to meet him as a kid. But
that's cool.
Hanging around people like Muhammad Ali, you can't be lazy.
No,
that doesn't work. That doesn't work. To hear this guy talk to me as a kid and put his arm around me and say, when you do this and you do that, So that's part of where it came from, the martial arts, and been around people like my dad and Muhammad Ali.
What great inspirations too. Tell us about, growing up in the south side of Chicago, some of the inspirations. I mean, obviously you had this thirst for performance, magician, mentalist, hypnotist, but early on, where did the inspiration come from for you, David?
Well, watching David Copperfield when I was a kid, and ironically, I was about to sell David an illusion like a year ago, and then the situation popped up where I could have gotten my own television show again. I'll tell you all about that. And I was like, oh no, there's no way I could sell this now. I got to keep it for myself.
So the early influence of David Copperfield too. We were just talking about some of the legends, David Copperfield and Doug Henning. Oh, some of the others,
Lance Burton and all these guys. Yeah. Penn and Teller, Siegfried and Roy.
Even going all the way back to Houdini too, huh?
Yeah. But I'll tell you a little known secret about Houdini. Houdini did not die. First of all, people thought he died in the milk container because of the movie that they had the guy from Starsky and Hutch in it.
That's what they said.
That's not how he did. Right. And he didn't drown. He got punched in the stomach by a college student because he used to say I could take a punch from anyone. And this college student punched him and it ruptured his spleen or his, oh God, I forget the term right now, but it ruptured something in the stomach. However, because Houdini was doing a faux pas of magic, back in those days, if you revealed a secret, you would be killed. So
Times have changed.
I have some very good information that it was actually a hit. Houdini was murdered. He didn't die from a punch. He was murdered.
Mm. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that or thought that.
You have to be on the inside way
Yeah,
up to know.
way in and up.
Yes,
Absolutely.
in and up. Yes.
So, how did you get started? I used to love to do magic tricks and everything when I was a kid. I love magic. I love all of this. I love magic, illusion. I love mentalist work. I think it's just so extraordinary. And just to even allow yourself to be free as the recipient, the receiver of what the magician, the hypnotist, the mentalist is doing. Just allow yourself to just enjoy it and revel in it. I've always enjoyed it. So it's cool to have you here on the show. For you,
Yeah.
how did you get the ball rolling? How did you start to be able to perfect your craft and make the connections and start getting noticed early on?
Well, it's kind of a thing that has to do with my education. So I used to be a Chicago public school teacher years ago.
Thanks for your service too.
Years
That's a
ago.
great job.
So yeah, thank you. And I would do little tricks for my class. Look, oh, the ball disappears, yay, And I was content at that level, which is the level Muhammad Ali was at. He
Yeah.
may have been one of the greatest boxers ever, but he was, looking back now, he was not a great magician, but he did magic for little kids. So I went back to school, got a degree in electronics engineering from DeVry. And at this point, I don't have an outlet for my magic.
Mm.
I was doing it for my kids, and that kept me happy, kept me satisfied. But now I'm back in school, and then I became an engineer. I didn't have an outlet. So I said, man, I got to do something about this. So I started putting little stuff together. I found a mentor and start doing some things, for free at first. At first for free, way back in the day.
I
And
know how that
now,
is. Yes.
yeah, I wasn't good enough to charge yet. I wasn't good enough to charge at that point. So I did things for free and I start adding on and getting better and getting better. And my ego took off and I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. So I got a show on the public access channel.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did a magic show on one of the shows in Chicago called the Royce Glamour Show. So I did a show on there and my mentor saw it. And another magician showed my mentor and says, oh, I'm still the best. I don't have nothing to worry about. He doesn't understand that I would still been an engineer and doing stuff like that if he hadn't said anything, because I have such drive. He created the number one African-American magician in the world by opening his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm all over the world, everywhere on TV, about to have my own TV show, and you don't even know where this guy is anymore.
Isn't it funny how that works out that way?
Yeah. He created a monster.
You
Listen,
believed
people,
in yourself
I'm a
too.
monster, huh?
You believed in yourself, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
absolutely.
Which
Absolutely.
you taught the kids back in the public school to believe in themselves as you were an
Absolutely.
educator. It's obviously in your vibe to do that, and you believed in yourself enough. So when he said those things, that was sort of like a challenge to say,
It was a trigger.
yes.
It was a trigger. He poked the sleeping bear.
And what was good about it is you took it and went the right road with it. Some people, when they hear things like that, they fold up their tent and they go home and you never see them again, unfortunately. And they may have incredible talent, but they get discouraged by something that somebody says that they don't like. And then you never hear from them again. You said, not quite. I'm going to show you. And you did. That's cool.
Yeah, and since then I've had one of the top 10 shows on the Strip, and which is verifiable. They have the magazines and all the articles and so on and so forth. And the best part of it is that I made the same list as David Copperfield.
Isn't that incredible?
David Copperfield has $1 million illusions, and the most expensive thing in my show was a stick that I found on the ground, and I turned it into a little doll by wrapping some string around it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
A stick with a doll and wrapping it around. It's
Yep. That was the most expensive thing on my show, and I was blowing audiences away.
Yeah, see, you don't always need to have the elaborate stuff, the smoke and all the rest, and the strobe lights. Sometimes some of the most basic sleight of hand and all these other things, incredible, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one caveat is that I've created a style of magic because of the YouTubers and all these guys out there giving away all the secrets now. I can't go out and kill them all. So what I had to do was create my own style. So I took magic, hypnosis, mentalism, and psychology, along with theatrics, put them all together, and I created a style called hyper realistic magic. It looks so real that when I'm performing for people, I have to give them a what's the word I'm looking for? A pre-talk.
Yes, yeah.
That says, look, what you're about to see is not real. It looks real, but it's not. I'm not the devil. And then sometimes I joke around and say, if I was the devil right now, I'd be saying I'm not the devil, but I'm not. Or am I?
The devil made me do it.
Yeah, have fun with it. You know what? That's giving me an idea. I got to come up with a new trick that says the devil made me do it.
See,
that's going to be the name of it.
Write that down. Absolutely. So, nothing comes easy without the blood, sweat, and tears, as we all know in these industries. What would you consider one of the big opportunities or breaks that took you from point A to point B, really started to skyrocket things for you? Was there something you look back at, a moment in time that really made a huge difference for you?
Yeah, when he told me that he was still the best.
That was a big.
I'm telling you, he lit a fire that's still going under me right now.
So how did you then take that energy and make it happen? Were there people that gave you opportunities, doors that started opening? How did you trudge through and make yourself known to the level that you are known now?
Nothing was given to me. Nothing opened up for me. I kicked down the doors. For example, when I was on Wizard Wars, I saw the show on TV. I said, oh, that's interesting. I went online, started typing up how to get on the show. And I found an email. I typed them in, said, I'm David Shareef, I'm a magician, and so on and so forth. And next thing I know, I was being interviewed. They liked me so much. They had me do some magic. Bam, I was on the show. Same thing with Penn and Teller Fool Us. It took me years to get on that show. So nothing came easy for me. Nothing. Like, for example, I had backers to back me when I was trying to get a show on the Strip. None of the theaters would even talk to me. They wouldn't even talk to me. So my backers went away. I just took my own money, went out and raised money, and found a theater, a little $50 a week theater, and bought it out. And I created one of the top 10 shows in a $50 a week theater, or $50 per night theater.
Wow, that's amazing. So you were determined. What do you think that determination comes from?
The Terminator. I'm the Terminator. The line that Kyle says in the movie, he doesn't give up. He just keeps going. He never stops. You don't understand. I'm the Terminator. I think that mentality comes from always having to fight for everything, even scraps. Like, I had this one magician say to me, well, if they don't want you, if you have a TV show coming out, why would you even pursue it anymore? Forget it. I said, you don't understand. I've had to fight for everything. So if it's not worth me fighting for, it's not worth me having.
Right.
I don't give up.
If it's not worth me fighting for, it's not worth me having. That's actually quite inspirational, David. That's really a cool way to look at life, from that perspective. We've got a video here. It's sort of like a sizzle reel, just looks at a variety of different things over the years for you, the 2019 promo video. I would love to show that so they can see some of your work in action. David's also going to do some things for us here on the show that he's got lined up, which we really appreciate. But let's take a look at this snippet clip we have here exclusively that shows you some of the cool things that he's done. Of course, he goes beyond what you're going to see here, but this is really something special. Take a look, and then we'll be back with world-renowned magician, mentalist, hypnotist, and more. David Shareef is here on the Jim Masters Show.
Sleight of hand artist David Shareef.
In the magic community, I'm known as the baddest brother on the planet and the Muhammad Ali of magic. I've been in a lot of magic competitions. I've never lost one, and I want to stay undefeated.
What? Dude, that was awesome. That's astonishing.
Spectacular. Elvis.
That's cool. And that's just a little clip and snippets of the TV shows Wizard Wars, Penn and Teller, Private Parties, all kinds of things. You've had an opportunity to really expand to so many different areas. Tell us about what it was like being on Wizard Wars.
Well, I had one of my most racist moments ever on that show. The producer, Ricky Lax, is a good friend, wonderful person, but the people that he had, some of the people that was working on the set were not as nice. Like, I was told to my face, you're only on here for affirmative action. You have no say. I'm supposed to be one of the baddest dudes to do it. What do you mean I have no say? So the clip where I made the ball float up to my hand and caught it. It took me a month to argue with my partner and the guy that was our consultant to let me do that. And we were over a month. So what they wanted to do was something that will be able to be seen. It was transparent as heck. I said, no, this is what we should do. I took the tennis ball, made it float up to my hand. So we were backstage practicing. We had about a month before we shot it. And someone from across the room, another magician saw me do it and said, oh my God, that's freaking awesome. It was his mind was blown. And then my partner and the other consultant, the guy who said that to me, says, okay, it's in. We argued over a month. But other than that, my experience, other than that one little incident on that show, was awesome. Thank you for Ricky Lax for giving me my first major TV break.
And the Penn and Teller opportunity is quite special too, and quite magical to be a part of that. What was it like when that opportunity came your way, David?
My wife was through with it. She was like, you tried to get on the show for years, forget it, they don't want you. But once I got on there, I'm gonna tell you this.
So that was a challenge for you too. You took that as a challenge.
I don't care how much experience you have. When those cameras and lights start rolling, and the people that you've been admiring your whole career, even before you were a professional, are staring at you, looking at you. I don't care how many accolades and how many awards I've won and all this crazy stuff. You get nervous like a beginner. And if you watch the show, my hands were trembling as I was moving, and then I got a little more comfortable. But that experience was wonderful, and they want me back. I don't know if they're doing a show again, but they asked me to come back again.
Did they? That's fantastic, huh?
Yeah, they asked me to come back.
What was it like meeting them, Penn and Teller? I mean, legends.
I met, they were judges on Wizard Wars.
Yes.
So I've been knowing them for years. So it was cool. Teller is not silent like people think. He's a intellectual like myself. Very
Did you
smart
actually
guy.
hear his voice at all?
Yeah, I made fun of it on Fool Us, and he got mad. I said he sounds like I asked for the phone. They had already busted me. I knew they knew how I did it, but I was just the producers told me to have fun and make interesting television. I said, okay. So I was cracking the joke and said, wait, this guy sounds like Marvin the Martian. After they said cut, after the show was over, all the producers were high-fiving and laughing. Allison Payne was laughing, and Teller got up and walked out because he was upset that I said that. But hey, it is what it is. You open yourself up for it. It's a little joke. Come on.
Well, you do add comedic elements into your work too, right?
Yeah, I was a stand-up comic before I was a magician. And in 1995, I was the first runner-up in the Miller Junior Draft Comedy Search.
Wow.
And guess who won first place? Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric, wow.
Yeah, he beat me. And look at
his competition.
Career. Yeah. Look at this career. Look at mine. So I wish I had won. I would have been a far better space.
It's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you've had an opportunity and continue to have an opportunity to do such great things and of your own, but also, with other people. One of the things is this. Tell us about supernatural magic. This is cool.
Okay, supernatural magic. Okay, everything has been done. Street magic, stage magic, comedy magic. Everything has been done. Everything has been seen. So when I was pitching my show to all these different networks, they wanted me to be Michael Cabanero. They wanted me to be David Blaine. I'm like, no, that's not who I am. So I took my love of horror movies and said, there's never been a horror-based magic show. And that's what I did. So my show on the Strip was all about me doing voodoo and controlling people's minds. And it was called Unseen Forces. And sometimes I use the terms interchangeably, from beyond the grave, unseen forces, and so on and so forth. But supernatural magic encompasses all of it. So, for example, you remember the story we used to scare each other with as kids called Bloody Mary?
Sure, yes.
You say her name 3 times. Well, on supernatural magic, I'm going to make her come out the mirror and chase the audience around, and then I'll make her go back in the mirror. One thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to London. We're going to film in London, and we're going to film in the Whitechapel area, and I'm going to do a seance. And during the seance, I'm going to have contact Jack the Ripper's first victim. And that first victim is going to reveal where the marker stands up and starts writing his name, the real Jack the Ripper, his name.
Wow.
So we're going to be doing creepy things like that, Of course, ghost stuff and all kinds of cool stuff, with different themes and meditation and all kinds of cool stuff with monsters. And it's going to be awesome. It's never been done before. Never. Not like that.
Never been done before. This is a cool photo too. What's happening here?
One of my clients that saw my show on the Strip asked me, he says, can I do your photos? And Scott Kramer invited me to a studio and did that photo of me.
Really cool. There's another one too. We use this in our promo case.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't think of the photographer's name right now, but he's a young black guy here in Vegas. And
that looked like that would have hurt, that one.
Not if you're magic.
Not if you're magic. Not if he knows how it's done. Yeah. You
Yeah.
look rather calm with the flames in your hands.
Well, that was one still. After that, I was like, oh crap, give me the water, give me the water.
Water, please,
That's
water.
that's the secret behind that one. Crap.
Right.
Oh man, you know.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you
exactly.
this: I don't like working with fire a lot
No,
because I burnt
no,
myself years ago. Now
you
that's an
did.
interesting photo.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago, walking through a flea market, doing a show. I was doing a show in Chicago, walking through the flea market, and it was just my time off, and I stood there looking at the televisions they were selling. I said, "Hey, that's me." So I'm standing there, and everybody starts gathering around, and they were looking at the screen, and they looked over at me, and were doing this. And
Yeah.
next thing
Like
I know,
like
it's like a
him.
whole crowd. I gathered a whole crowd without even knowing that they gathered around me. Said, "That's him. That's him." And of course, I had to do magic at that point, but it was cool being recognized like that. And that
Isn't
was
that cool?
impromptu. It was not supposed to happen, but the greatest uh, piece of karma or whatever you want to call it, it just happened.
It just
And that's me
happened. Yeah.
on, I forget what show that is.
He's
Yeah,
on a
but that was,
TV near you. Look at
yeah.
this one too. What was happening here, David?
Well, I was about to perform on Fool Us for Allison Hannigan. And I told them that I wanted fog and creepy music and
Yeah,
forest behind me, that sort of thing. Yeah, it was really cool.
that is cool. And was that she like an assistant that was there?
Yeah, she's there to actually watch you do the trick or assist you with the trick or whatever you're doing. Now,
Okay.
I'll say this. On Fool Us, when you see that episode, what I did, I told the story about these two twins that got murdered, killed on the same moped, and that was an actual real story. Penn and Teller didn't believe it, but that was a real story.
Mm.
It really did happen, and Allison was not in on that trick. All those tricks you saw me doing, or effects, I should say, effects, where I waved my hand and the lady waved her hand with me, and she was blindfolded, and she was not in on that at all.
Mm. That's amazing, huh? That's really. We have another quick clip here we want to show everybody. This is the floating ball, and this is a really cool one too. I think people will be mesmerized by this one. Let's take a look at this. David in action again, gang. Here on the Jim Masters Show, a very special guest, world-renowned magician, mentalist, hypnotist, coming to us live from Las Vegas, Nevada. So great to have him here. Here is the floating ball. That was really cool, huh?
Yeah, interesting thing. I wanted to do that because David Copperfield had did it and Doug Henning had done it, and they had done it in most astonishing form or format or way. So I figured if all the greats had done it, I wanted to do it as well.
So you were paying homage to them and their incredible
Skill
prowess.
set. Yeah,
Yeah. You
I
know,
wanted to do it my own way and just make it beautiful.
I mentioned we had the amazing Kreskin on recently, another phenomenal, renowned mentalist. Tell us about your mentalist work and how you got involved in that side of all of this incredible.
I'm glad you asked me that. That's a great question because here's the thing: when I lived in Chicago, I was so popular. I have a 99% recall rate. Even to this day, I have a 99% recall rate. So people were calling me. Sometimes they would call me back 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm like, man, I need more material. So they're starting to see the same things. So I start taking up the art of mentalism because I saw a guy named Smooth Dini who's friends with me now and only lives a couple of blocks from here. Saw Smooth Dini do some mentalism online. I said, holy crap, that's so cool. And he didn't even hardly have anything. So that's what got me into doing mentalism, because mentalism, I was able to carry less and do more more often, or do something different more often. And that's how I got into mentalism.
Very, very cool. And then of course the hypnotism as well, being a hypnotist. Tell us about all of that work.
Now, that's interesting because when I was a young guy, I met a hypnotist named Dr. Dante. And Dr. Dante was married to Lana Turner. And
Yeah.
yeah, so he was married to Lana Turner. And that was my first introduction into hypnosis. This was like in maybe the early 80s. So he showed me this thing where he laid a girl out on the chair and hypnotized and stood on her. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I later wanted to add that into what I do. So years and years and years and years later, like 40 plus years later, I went to Tad James Institute to learn hypnosis, and that's where I studied at. And I added that into what I was doing. And you can pull things from people's heads or make them memorize. Like I do this thing where I hypnotize a person and have them to memorize a whole deck within minutes, and it blows people away.
That's amazing. Could you imagine that? A whole deck in just a matter of minutes?
No, seconds. I just flip through the deck, and then
Seconds.
I just tell them to start calling off the cards.
Wow. That's really incredible. A lot of people don't remember their phone number.
Yeah.
That's cool. You had some things you wanted to do for our audience on the
Yeah,
show, right?
yeah.
Some cool things. What did you want to do, David?
Okay. I take off my glasses so I can get into character. I should have had some water here, but I'm sorry. My little minion. So I used to I had a girlfriend. This was before I got married years ago, and we got into this argument. So I got so mad at her.
Good thing to make sure you have the girlfriend before you get married.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that's clear,
Unless she's the same person that you marry. Otherwise,
yeah,
you would require a lot of hypnotism and magic for that one.
yeah. So we got into this big argument, and I got so mad at her. I took her picture, I ripped it up, said I'm done with this, and I threw it in the garbage. 2 hours later, we get back together. True story. And she saw her picture in the garbage and said, that's my picture. And I said, yeah, well, I was mad. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Caused us to break up. But the thing is, if I was a real magician, I should have been able to put that picture back together. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I took a picture of my stage assistant, Stacy there, and I'm going to try and do what I said I was going to do. But here's the thing. I'm going to tear it up and put it back together in such a way you know it actually happened. Now, I want to make sure that we're clear on something. So if I said, Jim, give me your initials, of course I know your initials. And that wouldn't be fair because you would, I could have faked it. So here's what I want to do. Jim, give me some initials that I could have possibly known. And we're not in on this together. I'm going to fold that picture up.
Do you want me to say the initials now?
Yeah, just give me the initials.
G-H.
G-H.
Mm-hmm.
G-H. Can you see that? Yeah?
There it is, G-H, yes.
Okay, so now there's no way I could have known you were going to say that. You just said that right now, impromptu. And there it is again. So you can see it, yeah? On the picture? G-H?
Yep, we see. G-H, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to recreate that moment of tearing up her picture right in the camera there. And so you can see. I'm really ripping it. That looks good, yes? I'm ripping it.
You're ripping it, absolutely.
Ripping it. And now I have 4. That's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here's what I'm gonna do. Take these pieces here, just like that. Just so you can see my hands. There's no extra pieces there. No extra pieces. Cool. Now, just grab a cigarette lighter, and I'm gonna try and just melt it back. Just like that. Now, what I did was I want you to notice that all the outside edges are sort of raggedy. Yes, see that?
Yeah.
That's because I took the picture and put it back together backwards just so that I could show you that I could do it.
It is back together and it is backwards. Wow. And we
And
didn't see any Scotch tape or glue or anything.
no, and here's the thing. I could do that if you were here right next to me.
People must be blown away when they see that, huh?
Yeah. A freak out is necessary at that point when I do that live. Now, if I was to do that in a show, I would do it with music, and it's all romantical, or sometimes I make smoke come out of my hands as I'm doing it, But I wanted this to be pure, pure sleight of hand where you could see me doing it right there up close, no sleeves on, just my hairy arms,
Any way to do that with money, to multiply the money?
Yeah, actually, I wish I'd have thought about it. I would have got that out for you. Would have did it.
Is there something else you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'll show you something else.
Yeah, this is awesome.
With just a simple marker. That is what we call a portal. Can you see that I drew the portal there in my hands?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what that does is the portal travels through my hand, up my wrist, across my chest, in my throat, and out of my mouth. But before I do that, I got to show you this.
That's incredible, huh?
Sometimes I even blow fire, but I was too close to my phone.
And he's not blowing smoke, gang.
Figuratively and literally.
And literally, wow, that's cool, huh? Whew. How long does it take to learn something like that? How long did, that's years of training, of course.
It takes no time to learn, but it takes all the time to perfect it. It takes a lot of time to perfect it and to be able to do it and come up with a story for it so it's convincing. And magic is about sharing a moment. It's about leaving the people with some sort of a moment, some sort of something tangible that they can hold on to, whether it's a memory or whatever the case may be. And that's the more important part. That's what the guys on YouTube and stuff don't understand. That's the reason why a guy like me can crush a guy that can come out and do all the fancy hand movements and all that. I'm like, that's unnecessary. It's supposed to be magic, not show off. Magic.
Right.
Interesting story. We call it parlor magic, the style of magic that I prefer to do. I love to do because back in the Victorian days, magicians would invite all their society friends over. They were mostly rich guys. Invite all their society friends over, and then they would retreat to the parlor where the magician would regale them of their stories to these foreign lands, where they would learn all these things like, I went to the land of Zanzibar, and this is what I found in my travels. And they would wear tuxedos as they were doing this. And some magicians still wear tuxedos to this day because of that. So they would they would regale them with these stories, and then they would perform magic, and their friends would leave with their jaws dropped, believing that these people had went to the land of Zanzibar and Zamunda or whatever, and they learned this from a person, some sort of mysterious stranger. And I still hold that tradition to this day. I still do that. Usually I went to Mumbai, or I learned it from a little old man in a Chinese village, whatever, but it makes for a great story, especially if you could tell it compelling and the magic matches what you're talking about.
So you're, as much as you are a mentalist, a hypnotist, and a magician, you're a storyteller as well, aren't you?
Yeah, the African term for that is a gringot. I believe it's a gringot. And but a storyteller is what I like to do. That's what horror magic is all about, the storytelling. Now just imagine you sitting somewhere and you got creepy low music playing, and there's fog all across this floor, and the room is lit by all candles, and there's nothing there but this creepy baby doll that you have under a sheet. True story, not making this up. I have a baby doll that's so creepy that my little baby Brandy, she would see it and she'd just start barking. It's so creepy. My wife hates it. She keeps it locked up in a closet in a room with a strap around it so that the doll can't get out.
You ever watch that episode of The Twilight Zone?
Talking Tina.
Yes.
Talking Tina.
My name
Hi,
is
I'm
Tina,
Talking Tina, and I hate you.
I don't like you. Telly Savalas was in the with that episode. She didn't like Telly Savalas, the stepdad.
Yeah, that was Telly Savalas. And that's going to be one of the shows that we're going to be bringing to Misfit. However, the things that I can do with that baby doll, that creepy baby doll, I could build a whole show around that doll by itself.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Well, one of the newest things that I do is I say, hey, Jim, think of a question, something that you don't even know the answer to, and I have you write it down, print it out, and then fold the paper up. And I go over to the doll, and the cabinet opens as I'm walking towards it. And I lean over and I ask her, hey, what is she going to say? And then I'll start writing something down, fold it up. I hand you my answer that I got from the doll. You hand me your question that I never saw, and I read it. Oh, will I go to France this year? And I say, Jim, read what she told me. And then you will say, yes, you will be going to France within the next 6 months. I'm doing stuff like that with it.
Wow. That's
cool. I call it the possession. So we're going to do one of the episodes on supernatural magic. I'm going to do a few episodes on my doll that I call Emily.
Your doll is Emily? Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name, Emily.
Now, you and I were chatting. You are creating this network, Misfit TV. This is exciting. Tell us about this, David.
Well, Misfit TV is the nerd culture. So we bring back all the shows like Speed Racer, Johnny Socko and his Flying Robot, The Space Giants, Lost in Space, Star Trek, things like that. All the old comedies like Back to School and things, so movies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to 2000s. This all nerd culture, they shot out into space, and the Monster and the Blob and King Kong versus Godzilla, those type of shows and movies. And then we're going to be doing first run shows as well. So original content like Campy Lane. It's a quirky, crazy lady who's almost like Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. But I think some of the shows that she's going to be doing is going to be far wilder. So
that's with our friend Elaine Ballas. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what Misfit TV is. It's for those guys that were misfits. Oh, and one of the shows we're going to be doing is my show, Supernatural Magic. We're going to be doing the model builders. So where you build models out of Revel or whatever, and then you put them into dioramas, and whoever has the best diorama wins the most money, and so on and so forth. And those are some of the things we're going to be doing.
That's exciting. Wow. So it's all in development right now, coming along. Is there a launch date, a target date?
Yeah, well, we're launching in late August. So right before my birthday in September, that's when we're going to launch.
Oh, cool. Right. But what a great birthday gift that'll be. Eventually, where will people be able to see these shows and the network?
Well, you'll be able to go to Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick. You'll be able to pull it up and watch the television shows on your phone, your laptop, your iPad, everything. We're going to be on everything. We have over 100 million homes that we'll be able to be seen in, and over 6 billion with a B cell phone devices.
Wow.
And handheld devices and laptops, and so on and so forth.
So when did you come up with the idea? How long ago did you craft this idea of super serving this underserved audience?
Yeah, it's an underserved audience, and it's a market for it. When you go to the comic book conventions and all these conventions, fanboy conventions, these are Misfit TV customers, and they're usually the guys that got a lot of disposable income because they have the best jobs. Okay, like right now I'm wearing a Darth Vader shirt. I'm a nerd. That's okay. I'm cool with that. So I came up with the idea. I had pitched my TV show to almost every network.
Your idea to Jesus? What did he say? Thumbs up?
Well, I'm pitching to every network, and I'm looking at the guys that I'm helping. They're all getting TV shows. I'm like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, you're helping them.
I had an idea of what some of it was about. The other parts was about that they wanted me to be someone I wasn't, and they wanted me to be one network wanted me to be the weed magician. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? One weed trick, and I do a trick with some marijuana, and that's it? Or is that what you're trying to turn me into? A guy with 5 college degrees and a Mensa member, and this is what you want, a weed magician? No, thank you. So I went on and on and on with that. And the last network, which is a huge streaming platform, I won't say the name, a huge streaming platform. A producer came to me and said, I want to do your show. It's unique. It's great. And I signed the contract. My family is popping champagne bottles and high-fiving. And the first line in the contract was, in law terms, we're not going to try and change your show. The first thing they did was try to change the show. I said, to hell with this. I have to go out and get my own network so I can do the show the way it has to be done. So at Misfit, we're going to change the game. We're going to make a lot of people angry because we're going to do things unconventionally. For example, If you come to us, you won't need a specialized lawyer. You won't need a specialized manager. You won't need a specialized agent. You pay $100 that goes to the attorney. He protects your material, and then you can come in and pitch your idea. That easy. That easy.
That's cool. That's fantastic, huh? So you
And
revolutionized it for people.
oh yeah, absolutely. So we took away all the red tape, and that's what I wanted to do, because I know what I've been through to do this. And this is my last hurrah at my age. You know, how many more years do I have to be going on the road the way I do, and so on and so forth, you know? So I'm working on trying to get a new show on the strip at a different venue. And I'm going to be doing my TV show on my network that I control.
That's cool. That is fantastic.
Yeah. So we're raising funds. This is our Series A, and we will raise the funds, guaranteeing you, by August when we launch.
Fantastic. Good luck with that. Congratulations. I know it doesn't come easy. You know, working in TV myself, I know none of it's easy, and blood, sweat, and tears, and investment, and surrounding yourself with people that believe in the dream. That's the key. Good people around you who support it and believe in it and want it to grow. That's key to all of this, right? Yeah. Absolutely. And you've been able to surround yourself with some good people who are believing in it.
Well, you know what? It's not the people, because those people drop off. What it is my determination, is my dream, it's my laser focus that has gotten me everything I've ever wanted. Everything I've ever wanted, I've achieved. For example, I was on the 1988 Olympic team for Taekwondo, but I got in some trouble, got kicked off. A little skinny kid named Juan Morenas took my spot and got the bronze. Well, I know I would have won the gold, but it's neither here nor there. It's all right. So I have achieved everything I've ever set out to do, and I don't plan on failing this time. I won't. I refuse to fail.
Exactly. And your phone just agreed with you.
Beep, yeah. Beep. Yeah, you heard that.
That was a thumbs up from the phone. Is that magic? How'd you make that happen?
Actually, it was a magician texting me, but you know, it is what it is.
Now you have a special friend sitting to the left of you there. Our audience loves who's that?
Sure, Brandy. This Brandy, she used to be my magic partner. Stand up, baby. Stand up. Say hi. Say hi.
What a cutie, huh?
Yeah. She needs a haircut. That's why she didn't want to get on the camera.
What is she? What kind of dog?
Pug, Shih Tzu, and Poodle. I call her a Pug Shih Poo.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Or if we're walking through tough neighborhoods, I call her a Killer.
And now, is she a black belt at any level?
No, but she's the first dog to ever be hypnotized. I hypnotize her into thinking she's a pit bull.
That's at the most opportune times when needed too, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. All I have to do is use a trigger word.
Just as a trigger word, and that does it, huh?
Yeah. If I say bloodbath, she'll attack.
That I think that's one that would probably work for bloodbath. Psychology too, the degrees in psychology. Tell us about that, because you know a lot of what you do has a psychological component to it on many levels.
Everything we do has a psychological component to it. Well, I wanted to learn more about myself years ago, and I said, well, the thing is that if I want to learn why I'm so messed up, why I'm so triggered by certain things, and so on and so forth, I want to study the mind. And what I learned about myself over the years was that I'm what's called a Sigma male, not an alpha, a Sigma male. And a Sigma male is parallel to an alpha male. We're alpha males with quiet, scary confidence. And where alpha male will come in the room and beat on his chest, a Sigma male will walk in the room, let you take control. That's all right. But control the whole situation, sort of like Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars. He was controlling the whole thing the whole time, and nobody knew it until it was too late. That's what a Sigma male is. So I studied psychology because I wanted to learn more about how people think and so on and so forth. And psychology has helped me in streets, you know, as a martial artist, because there's a psychology before you even get to a street fight.
Yeah.
I grew up in not a tough neighborhood. I grew up in a middle class neighborhood. The south side of Chicago is middle class, despite what the news will tell you. The west side of Chicago is where it's going down. Believe that. It's way tougher. So as a school teacher over there, I had to learn how to basically psych someone out before they even challenged me. And that's where the psychology comes in. For example, if I'm doing a magic show and let's say a woman says, "Oh, pick me, pick me." I know I could look at the room and tell you who not to pick. That person's going to try and mess you up. I mean, something as simple as that. I used to see patients. I let my license lapse. I don't see patients anymore, except for with hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is far more effective than psychology. I can have you talk about your parents for 15 years while the courts pay me. That's great. Or you come in and see me in 3 sessions and you're done. You stop smoking. You've lost weight. Whatever you're trying to do. The Pentagon recognized hypnotherapy as much more effective than psychology for PTSD too. As by the way.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's like, wait a minute. Am I on TV? I kind of like it. Bring me back on.
Yeah, she was about to jump up behind me. That's her favorite spot, to jump up behind me so she could lick on my head while I'm talking on the phone.
Your Instagram, there it is there. People can check you out on Instagram as well. That's a great place to, because you post on there, keep people updated on all the cool things
all the
that
time,
are happening, which is really, really
and we're
awesome.
going to have a huge launch party with all the celebrities and everything. It's going to be red carpet all the way.
Really? And that'll be in August?
Yes, we're gonna probably get the network up and going because there's so much work to do. Then we'll probably have the launch party in November, December.
Oh yeah. So get the network on, get it going, get things worked out, you know, the bugs or anything else that happens. And then as things are rolling and you got that sort of off your mind, then time to celebrate the accomplishment, right?
Exactly. Yes. And ironically, that will be the first time the first payouts are coming. So
yeah,
I'll be happy for that. You know,
that's
real happy. Yeah.
What's some of the blessings and joys in your life that keep you being so forthright and going forward and trudging through, even if people say, "Nah, I don't think that's going to work out. Nah, I shouldn't bother with that. No, you're not going to be able to master that." What are some of those things, those blessings in your life that allow you to continue to create art and connect with people in the way that you do?
Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I won the Royal Court Ambassador Award for doing so much positive and things in my community. I was a school teacher 30 plus years ago, and my students all still call me to this day. But one thing was the birth of my latest granddaughter, Joy Faith Harris. Just thinking about that girl, just, she's hilarious. My sunshine, my joy, my butterfly. I love her to death. Yeah, I love her to life. And my other grandchildren too. And my grandchildren, they keep me grounded and so on and so forth. But it's the fact that I can still keep going and perform magic for you on the level I just did after I've had 3 strokes. So it's like, I'm not going to stop until I can't go anymore. And that's what keeps pushing me forward.
That's beautiful. Beautiful reasons to do it. Yeah. That's something that we didn't touch upon, was the 3 strokes. And I know that was even in the news, the fact that you were able to come back and still perform from that. How
and
did you and would you
and
find the strength to do that, to come back?
I refused to sit down. I refused to let go. I was in a hospital for 2 weeks, and then I was in a wheelchair. They had the little bracelet on me, said fall risk. I was in a hospital, and I came home. I could barely walk to watch television or anything, and I found myself performing a month and a half later.
Wow.
I was like, no, I'm gonna tell you something. The mind can do things when it is focused. But I'll tell you this: the hypnosis version of what I went through was this. We have something in the brain that we call the critical mass. The critical mass is the brain itself. Below the critical mass is something called the conscious, and the conscious is the critical mass. So we believe in theory. We really don't know where consciousness comes from. However, below the consciousness is something imaginary line called the lemon, not Lemon, but Limin, yeah, lemon, like lemon. So below the lemon is something called the subconsciousness. So as a hypnotist, or to self-hypnotize yourself, you want to get below the consciousness, under the lemon, to the subconsciousness. And that's where if you're going to be a champion or a warrior or a boxer, a karate fighter, karateka, whatever it is, you have to get in the subconsciousness. And by the way, and when you get in the subconscious, below the lemon, that's where the word comes from, subliminal. So subliminally, I have always told myself, I'm great. I could do it. I could keep going on. I can make this happen. I don't care who tries to stop me. I'm unstoppable. God created me. And if God created me, nothing can stop me. And I have that belief. It is arrogance to some people, but I don't care. That's their problem. They can't stop me from shining.
I like that. They can't stop me from shining. That's really a beautifully inspiring message. Do you do talks? Do you do lectures? Do you do mentor?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got the 30 years, all these years of education as a teacher. So you're always mentoring and inspiring and entertaining.
Yeah.
You're a motivational speaker as well, aren't you?
Yes. I speak motivationally all over, not as much as I would like to, but after my TV show or TV network comes out, I'll be doing a lot. And my publicist is about to try and get me on TEDx. So after the TV, after the network starts, the floodgates are going to open. I'm going to need a personal assistant. My wife wants to be my personal assistant. I'm like, no, I want to pay my personal assistant enough to yell at her without her divorcing me and taking half my crap. Forethought.
That's the business,
you have to think about
side
these
of
things.
you. Yeah.
You have to think about these things,
That is funny. So things will be really, really rolling. And I think that's really, really cool. When you were a kid, what would you say to the 10-year-old David now?
Oh God, I wish I knew what I know now and went back when I was 10. I would have won world karate titles a lot faster, a lot sooner. I wouldn't have changed who the person I was. I would have changed the how I had to become this person. I would have changed that. And the things that my father taught me, being a minister and a bodyguard, having a strong father. My dad, if he had put on the cape, I would say, I knew you were Superman. That's the guy, that's the father I had, I remember him doing things, sacrificing, and those sacrifices that I saw him make early in my life, I would have made them earlier. And I would have been a liquid billionaire now instead of it being a few months down the line. So those are the things I would have told myself. Stay focused, stay disciplined. You can do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. And I wasted a couple of years in high school. My first 2 years of high school, I got straight Fs.
Hmm.
With 167 IQ, I'm getting straight Fs. That's laziness. And I refuse to be lazy. So I remember when I was in high school, my teacher says to me, "What are you good at? What can you do?" I said, "Well, I can draw." Became the #1 high school artist in the country.
Wow.
And I'll provide you the proof and everything, but that's just the sick sociopathic mentality that I have. Whatever I'm going to do, if you're better than me on Monday, I'll be damned if you're better than me next month on Monday.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's great inspiration for anybody watching. You know, we have, you mentioned Emily, the doll. We actually have somebody here that usually pops in towards the latter part of the shows as well. Mr. George Burns is with us.
Oh, God.
There he is with his cigar, and he's always decked out.
Did you show that to Rodney?
Yes, Rodney got to see, Elaine's got to, everybody, all guests get to see him towards the latter part. He said that you knocked it out of the park, kiddo. He thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And of course, he played God in the movie, so you got God on your side. And he pops in towards the latter part. And my aunt collected dolls. My mother's the youngest of 16. One of her sisters collected all kinds of dolls. And when he turned 100, she made sure she got the George Burns collectible doll, and it got passed down to me. And then he pops in and he you know, observes everything. And he's got his little martini over here on the side with his cigar.
Wow.
And he thoroughly enjoyed himself.
Wow. George Burns. Wow.
A living legend, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wow.
Do you think George would like to meet Emily or no? Would he be scared by Emily?
I think Emily would be a little much. I'm gonna have to show. The next time I speak to you, I'm gonna show you a picture of Emily.
So then we'll see if George is ready to
But if I brought her out, Brandy would start barking, and my wife freaks out.
You know who else we have? He was also a guest on the show. You would probably appreciate this. He played Mayor Goldie Wilson in the Back to the Future movies, Don Full of Love, and he sent us this. There's the Don Full of Love.
Mayor Goldie.
Yeah, from Back to the Future, the movie. Yeah, he was cool. He was great on our show. He was a guest, and he sent this along and autographed it. And like he says, honesty and integrity, yes, and decency. Cool stuff. And another one that was sent in by Dream of Denver, the wife of Bob Denver, who played Gilligan. She was a guest a couple of times. Gilligan is in the house.
Oh yeah. That's another show we're gonna have. I'm gonna get Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island, yes. That puts people in a good mood as well. This was great, my friend. Really awesome. I'm glad we got a chance to
piece of trivia for you.
Yes.
Real quick. Why was the skipper and Gilligan friends?
That's a good question. Why were they friends?
Because Gilligan saved the skipper's life in World War II.
You know, that's great trivia, because I don't think the average viewer realizes that.
I'm a nerd.
And they stayed friends forever.
Until all those years until they got off the island and everything.
Yeah, huh? And then they did movies. There was other movies that they did, The Return, and we had Lloyd Schwartz on. Lloyd Schwartz, of course.
Oh yeah, I know Lloyd.
Lloyd Schwartz. Sherwood created the Brady Bunch and Gilligan, and Lloyd worked on those episodes. That's an episode we did of the Jim Masters Show Live, and that was really going down TV memory lane, which I love. It was really fantastic.
Wait, Lloyd Schwartz, wasn't he the kid from
he was the son of Sherwood Schwartz, who was the producer of the Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking another Schwartz. I'm thinking of Schwartz from a Christmas movie.
Yeah, he was a guest too. And oh my God, that was an unbelievable episode. It was right in the midst of the pandemic. And you say that too loud, YouTube goes crazy. So he came on and he was in his backyard, and he went through a bunch of Snapples, a few cigarettes, and he had an epic conversation. We don't call these interviews. I call these warm, these conversations, like old school talk shows. And he was talking about appearing in The Christmas Story, and also The Toy with Jackie Gleason and Richard Pryor, and the friendship that he developed with Richard Pryor. And he was on the show. And again, this was one of the earlier episodes of our series. 6 hours.
Wow.
Look at your face.
Wow. I'm like, Jesus, you guys must have talked about everything from the creation,
he came
the Big
up,
Bang to...
He talked about everything growing up in New Jersey, and it was really epic, and he was fantastic. I mean, he was a great guest. Hope to have him back, but it was really something. He just had a lot to say, and a lot was going on, because at that point, all of the collecting, the autograph signing shows and the collectors shows, like you say, the Comic Cons, all that, it was all shut down because of the pandemic. So a lot of those folks, child stars, things of that nature, they go to a lot of those things to do the autograph signings and everything else, which brings in revenue, but that had stopped because of what was going on.
Yeah, so I couldn't do shows.
Nobody could do any shows. Yeah, everything. Broadway was shut. Everything was closed down. But it's coming back now too, which is good. And so this was awesome. Good luck with the network. Keep me posted. Let's stay in touch. I'd love to know more.
Absolutely.
And I wish you lots of luck. And again, folks can go to Instagram, Dr. David Shareef. There it is, the spelling right there, folks. And I'll keep you posted, everybody, on progress of the network and shows and where you can find it and all as it's developing. But do you have any shows coming up of your own? Any of your magic shows? Anything happening that you want to? I'm
probably going to be putting a tour together, just cool. So I can raise revenue. So I'll definitely keep you abreast of that. But I'll be putting that together, and you'll see the commercials on YouTube and Instagram and so on and so forth.
Cool. Well, I hope
you have to see me live.
You got the live is we got you. Yeah.
I just won Magician of the Year 2 years in a row, and I'm up for it again. So if I win it, I'm the first guy to ever win it 2 years in a row. And if I win it 3 years in a row, the term they call me, the Muhammad Ali of magic, at this point, I'll be like the Michael Jordan of magic,
That's so cool. And to think you knew Muhammad early on, really cool. Great source of inspiration for you. This was awesome, my friend. I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed the time with me.
I had a great time. You were like talking to a brother, an old friend, and I really enjoyed myself. I wish I could be there with you. I was prepared to fly out there. So it's like, oh no, they do it through live feed. That's even cooler. Yeah,
it's even cooler. When you talk to our friend Rodney Allen Rippey, tell him I said Jim Masters said hello.
Okay, I'm going to call him right now.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. He's going, Jim Masters, I was just on the show. He was terrific. He's a great guy. And I know you're working with him on projects and Misfit TV and everything. So that's cool. Tell him I said hi, and all the best, my friend. You're welcome back anytime. We'll keep the porch light on for you. And if you know other folks too, celebrities or otherwise, who you think would
I have a lot of celebrity friends. A lot of celebrity friends.
We have a lot that come from Hollywood, Broadway, TV. I mean, all different directions. They're welcome to join us. Spread the word. We would absolutely love that, my friend.
I'm gonna give my friend Claudia Jordan a phone call.
That would be awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah. She's gorgeous and a celebrity in the same right. So
great talent. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah.
You take care, my friend. This was really awesome. Thanks for all of the time.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we chatted almost an hour and a half, which it doesn't even feel like it, huh? That flew by in a New York minute. All the guests say it never feels like it.
Yeah, or when we get ready to launch, you should have me back then, and then I'll come tell you your guest about. Or you know what? We're gonna do some raffles as well, like raffle off a car. raffle off tickets to the launch party,
Maybe
and
even
people
come
could
out and do
mingle
the
with.
show on location there
Oh,
too.
that's a great
Do
idea.
this show
That's
out
a
there
great
on
idea.
location.
That's
That
a
would be
great
cool, huh?
idea. Yes, that would
Yeah.
be wonderful.
See all
Yes,
our
that would be
friends.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red carpet. Jim Masters
Yes.
right there on the red carpet. Love it.
I do a lot of that for television and Carnegie Hall and other places. A lot of emceeing, red carpet
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And see if you can get me on some of those TV shows you work with.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I will
Always.
listen. I will come there live and completely freak them out. I mean, seriously, like the stuff, the way I can get in people's heads is and do it in a doctoral way is second to none.
That's incredible. You just keep going, my friend. You keep going as you have.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All the best to you, and we'll be in touch. We'll have you back again, and thanks for joining us on the show. It was a pleasure.
All right, thanks, Jim.
You're welcome. You take care, David.
All right, bye-bye.
Doc, you take care, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Be well. Take care. Bye-bye now. Dr. David Shareef, or just David. He is a doctor, actually. He's got the PhD, that is. And amazing. Did you guys enjoy? It was really a pleasure to have him here. He did some magic for us as well. And that was awesome. And we got a chance to see some cool videos of him doing his thing as well, and just go over a lot of some exciting things that are coming. And, you know, he's open, he's real, he's honest, he's a straight shooter. And that is really cool as well. I mean, talking about his background and just everything, you know, and it was kind of inspiring too, because he was talking about resilience and sticking with something. And if you believe in something, even if people tell you you're not going to be able to do it, he just really stuck to his guns and just really, I mean, you've seen him on television, on stage, all kinds of shows, like we mentioned, Wizard Wars and Penn and Teller, and he had some great stories tied in with all of his appearances and shows and so much more on network TV and everything. And he's launching his own network, Misfits TV. And you heard it here announced exclusively. A lot of people don't even know at the time of this show now about that new TV network. He was rattling off a lot of different names of some classic TV shows that are going to be on there too, and some original broadcasts as well, which is really exciting. Really cool guy. Great to have him here on the show, gracing us with his presence, coming to you direct from Las Vegas. He's originally from Chicago, there in Las Vegas, doing his thing, selling out. He's putting a tour together and building that network. Dr. David Shareef, or David, world-renowned magician, mentalist, and also hypnotist as well. Right here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show Live series for all of you. We certainly hope you enjoyed that. And of course, if you love the mentalists and folks of that nature, check out the episode with the amazing Kreskin. He was on our show recently, and he's a wonderful friend, but he was here, and just the conversation alone was epic. And he graced us with his presence as well. And we've had some other mentalists and hypnotists and magicians who've come through, which has been fantastic. And we'll have some more. I know you guys enjoy them here on our show. As I say all the time, gang, here on the Jim Masters Show, there we are, the Jim Masters Show. That's magic. Watch, I can make it disappear. Then I can think, and I can bring it back. 3, 2, 1. And then I can make it disappear again. 3, 2, 1. That's magic. That's Masters magic. We offer so many different things on this show, you know, and that's the way an entertainment lifestyle variety talk show is every show is something different, and there's something for everybody, so you can be entertained. I come here, I show up, we turn on the lights here in our studio, and we have life coming at you. All these different guests, all these different topics, all this interaction. Thanks for all the great comments coming in as well. We appreciate that. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to give us a super chat, super emoji, super stickers, or there's something called super thanks. It's a little heart icon that's on every episode on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. and every episode of the Jim Masters Show series. And there's a little heart there. And many of you have done that. We appreciate that. And that little heart is a super thanks. And that helps support what we're doing here, which is quite extensive, putting all these shows together. Also, don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed this episode. It's a big thumbs up there on the YouTube channel. Give us a like, and be sure and leave a comment on the channel. If you enjoyed this episode, take a moment. It takes only a few seconds before you go away. Just drop a comment right underneath this episode on the channel you're watching right now, the YouTube channel. Let us know how much you enjoy these shows, and this episode as well. And we respond, and we appreciate it. Engagement is fantastic, and we love to be interactive with our viewers, and we appreciate every single one of you, whether you're watching live, gang, or you're watching this Memorex archived. And again, the red button to subscribe is right there. That is the red button right there on the YouTube channel. Click it. There's no cost, and we thank you for that. All right, gang, Jim Masters here. Thank you for your time this time. Till next time, we don't say goodbye. We say see you later, ciao, cheers, slancha, Avidazine, hasta la vista, shalom, sayonara, and all the rest. Thanks for being with us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We threw in some magic, some great conversations, some great videos, interaction, and an open and real, authentic conversation with a world-renowned magician, mentalist, and hypnotist who has an incredible background, black belt and psychologist, a public school teacher for years as well, well-rounded life. But he was also very open about his life as well, which I think is really cool. Guests, when they come on our show, somehow they seem to feel comfortable, like it's a safe zone for them to share and emote with me and with all of you. And I think that's pretty cool, isn't it? That doesn't always happen on, interview shows or talk shows. Even though we do interviews, we don't really call them that. We call them conversations. But still, a lot of times, you don't get the kind of openness that we seem to be able to get here on our show. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's great. It's one of the cool things I love doing about this show. And of course, spending time with all of you, and you. So we're going to duck out of here. Thanks for being with us. Join us for another fabulous episode coming up tomorrow on our wonderful series here. And that's for those watching live. If you're not watching live, stay right here. There's over 700 episodes you can binge watch and enjoy at your whim. Thanks for being with us. As we always say, be well, take care, love one another. Everybody's welcome to join us here. And we love having you a part of the JMS family, the Lovity Squad, as we call it. We'll see you again next time. Jim Masters, again, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, right here on the Jim Masters Show. I love you all. Take care. Cheers.